Today's Love This Way show is brought to you by The Club. The Club is a safe space I curated just for you. There's tips, challenges, downloads, ebooks, journals, coloring books. Just all you need to help you to succeed in your relationship endeavors. The best part? Each tier comes with free coaching sessions with me. So if you've been wanting to book a session with me but couldn't quite afford it yet, join a club and save hundreds. The coaching sessions alone are reason enough to join. With tiers starting at only $37 a month, you don't want to miss this opportunity. Visit shaliavinny.com, choose the membership level of your choice, and go to your calendar and book your free session. I can't wait to connect more with you. And make sure you mention Love This Way sent you. Hello and welcome to the Love This Way podcast, the show that exists to help men and women everywhere to be better at love. Never any gender wars, back and forth, or nonsense. Just great tips to help you find and sustain the love of your dreams. Because love is a journey, but you need direction. So get ready because each episode we're going to be talking about our real life issues, answering tough questions, and building solid relationships with one another as we heal, learn, and grow. I'm your host, your girl, Dr. Shalia Vinny. In today's show, we're going to answer one question. Why do you keep attracting the wrong person? I know you're ready for this one. Hey, my babies. Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to be tackling a question that so many of us can't seem to get a grip on. Why you keep attracting partners who hurt you, leave you feeling empty, or don't meet your needs. It's a painful cycle, but at some point, we have to ask ourselves, why does this keep happening? Is it fate, bad luck, or is there something deeper at play? So today, we're going to be diving into the hidden mechanics of why we attract the wrong people, how past experiences shape our choices, and how to break free from this cycle for good. This episode isn't just about pointing out problems, it's about giving you tools and insights to change your future relationships. So by the end, you should have a clearer understanding of how to rewrite your relationship story. So let's stop settling for the bare minimum and start attracting the kind of love that matches your worth. So I want to just jump right into it, why we attract the wrong person. Because attraction is not random. It's actually deeply tied to our subconscious beliefs and experiences. To understand why you attract the wrong people, you really have to start looking inside of yourself. We got to start off with trauma bonding and familiar pain. Now, I taught you about this on the last episode, but it's so valid. Trauma bonding happens when past wounds, often from your childhood, create a subconscious blueprint for love. So if you grew up in an environment where love was tied to conflict, inconsistency, or rejection, your brain is going to seek those similar dynamics because they feel familiar. Like a person who grew up with emotionally unavailable parents, right? They're going to unconsciously gravitate toward partners who are distant or withholding because you're trying to earn their love like you did with your parents once upon a time. Maybe you have unhealed emotional wounds, right? Sometimes we attract partners who mirror our own unresolved issues. So if you've got unhealed self-esteem struggles or abandonment fears, you might choose a partner who exploits or triggers those vulnerabilities. So like a person with abandonment issues might tolerate toxic behavior out of fear that standing up for yourself is going to drive that person away. Then society has a huge influence on attraction. Media often romanticizes unhealthy dynamics and toxic love. Just think about that bad boy trope or the relationships built on drama. Over time, we start to equate intensity with love, which we ignore all the quiet, steady affection of a truly healthy connection. We just love that trauma bond. If we feel, oh, he loves me, look how crazy. No, baby, that's not healthy. You got to ask yourself, are you drawn to people who excite your chaos instead of calming your storms? Then don't forget, a lot of us have the allure of the fixer-upper partner. Some people are really drawn to partners that they think they can fix because it gives them a sense of purpose or control. But this dynamic often leads to frustration and disappointment when that other person doesn't change and they cannot live up to this idea that you stored away in your mind of who they could be. Now, once you understand why you attract the wrong people, the next step is to recognize the specific traits and patterns that keep showing up. You've got to learn to spot those red flags early, like, okay, love bombing. If someone overwhelms you with attention, gifts, and promises really, really early on, I know it can feel flattering, but it's often a sign of manipulation. True connection grows over time, not overnight. You got to keep your eyes open and your head on a swivel with this. What about if they're emotionally unavailable? They keep you at arm's length. They're unable to fulfill, commit, or meet your emotional needs. They might be manipulative or controlling. Do they make you feel guilty or small? Do they create an unhealthy power dynamic? They're gonna definitely be inconsistent. Hot and cold behavior is not mysterious or intriguing. It's a red flag. Healthy partners don't make you question where you stand, so you've got to watch out for inconsistent behaviors. They're going to send mixed signals. One moment they're all in, the next they're going to pull away. Are they excessively self-focused? This is just, they care about themselves only. If someone dominates conversations, dismisses your feelings, or seems disinterested in your needs, this is a sign of narcissism or emotional unavailability. They're going to be extremely self-centered. Their needs, wants, and emotions are going to dominate the relationship, leaving little room for yours. It's not your fault. And I know it's hard. You often overlook these traits because we often focus on potential instead of reality. You might see glimpses of who they could be and ignore who they currently are. Love bombing or grand gestures can mask deeper issues, which makes it harder to see the truth. You can't control who someone chooses to be, so you got to get a grip on yourself. You've got to examine your own patterns. You could journal about your past relationships, for example. Look for recurring dynamics, like were they always unavailable? Did I ignore red flags because I didn't want to be alone? You've got to reflect on your role in these dynamics. It's not about blaming yourself. It's essential to ask, what allowed me to stay in these situations? You've got to get a grip on your self-worth and your standards, because often staying in toxic relationships stems from a lack of self-worth. So you've got to ask yourself, do I believe that I deserve better? If not, then why not? Develop a non-negotiable standard for your future relationships. You've got to tell yourself, I deserve a partner who communicates openly, respects my boundaries, and shows consistent effort. If you want more info on how to do this, you've got to go back and listen to the show I did on standards and boundaries. It's going to help you so much. It's really a gem, if I do say so myself. Hey friend, make sure you check out shaliavinny.com. You can join a club there. You can book one-on-one coaching sessions with me. You can buy my books there. Oh, and you can get free advice from me now. Go to shaliavinny.com, click the free advice tab, and go ahead and submit your question. I will be answering those questions on my social medias, so make sure you do that because you don't want to miss out. Love you guys. So we've been discussing what choosing wrong looks like and what causes us to repeat the cycle. But now I want to talk about how to break the cycle. Breaking the pattern of attracting the wrong people starts with looking inward. Remember, I've told you a million times, it's not what you attract, it's what you entertain. Your type is probably your problem. You keep choosing the same person again and again because of the broken parts inside of you. A ton of people will be attracted to you and want to pursue you because you're dope. So it falls on you to be selective about who you allow into your space and your heart. So here's how to attract the right people. Be the partner you want to attract. You've got to be the person that you want to find. Work on embodying the qualities you seek in someone. For instance, if you want honesty and vulnerability, you've got to practice showing those traits yourself. You've got to set and enforce boundaries. If someone crosses a line, you need to address it immediately. An example, I don't feel comfortable when you dismiss my feelings. If this continues, I'll need to reevaluate our relationship. Period. Vet potential partners more carefully. Don't rush into relationships. You've got to take time to observe how they handle stress, how they treat others, and how they respond to conflict. Emotional stability reveals itself over time. You've got to slow down so you can get the full picture. And you've got to trust your gut. Pay attention to red flags and trust your intuition. If something feels off early on, it's because it probably is. Don't ignore the signs in the name of giving them a chance. Your intuition often senses red flags before your mind rationalizes them away. Learn to trust that inner voice instead of silencing it in the name of potential. Don't go for potential. You've done that enough already, and look at where it's gotten you. Now, as we close today's episode, I just want you to remember attracting the wrong person is not a life sentence. It's a cycle that can be broken with awareness, healing, and intentional choices. You're not doomed to repeat your past, and you're not powerless to change your future. But the first step is choosing yourself, choosing to believe that you deserve the love that uplifts, respects, and nurtures you. When you do this, you're going to send a powerful message, both to yourself and the world, that you're no longer available for less than what you're worth. And if you've been that person giving your all to someone who doesn't deserve it, hear this. It's never too late to choose differently. The love you seek isn't just about finding the right partner. It's about becoming the person who refuses to settle for anything less. So ask yourself, what would your life look like if you started attracting the love you truly deserve? Because that reality is closer than you might think. It starts with one decision: to value yourself enough to stop chasing what drains you and start inviting what fulfills you. Your story isn't over. The pen is still in your hand. So let today be the first chapter of the love story you've been waiting for, starting with you. Now, until next time, I want you to take care of yourself, honor your growth, and keep your heart open to the love you deserve. And if you need more help, you know you can always go to shaliavinny.com and book a one-on-one session with me. I love you guys, and I'm always rooting for you. Today's show is brought to you by The Club. Please rate the show on your favorite streaming platform, share it with one person who you think needs to hear it, and ask them to do the same. Remember to never stop showing up for yourself and the love you desire to have. Good, better, best. Don't you ever let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. Until next time, your friend and relationship strategist, Dr. Shalia. Bye.